and I'll also be giving a bit of, should I call it feedback? Because we were like your ambassadors out in Mauritius. So I think it's right for me to call it feedback. You know, we came back, and we've got to give a report. But with me on the call is my very good friend, a software director, a wife to Dennis Tumoshave, and she's a wonderful lady who's also going to be sharing with us a story of her experience in Mauritius. Also, one of the ambassadors who went out to Mauritius and came back just a few days ago. So we shall be hearing from her. She's called Reachel Charikunda, who will be telling us about her experience out in Mauritius and the entire holiday, how she enjoyed the entire holiday. So without taking much of her time, I'm going to invite you, Reachel, to please unmute yourself and give us your experience. Tell us how Mauritius went for you, and let the world know how it went. All right, Reachel, please take the microphone.
Hello, Susan. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy and humbled to talk to you this evening. Actually, I'm very excited. I'm Sharikunda Reachel. I'm married to Dennis Tumshave, and together we have 3 beautiful kids. I joined and found my husband in business. I joined him, and together we are doing our business in Western Uganda alongside the team Lion Kings International. I'm here to talk about Neolife. Actually, I'm so excited to share with you what I saw. I have so many testimonies which I will be sharing with you soon about the health and whatnot, but today I'm here to share with you about the new lifestyle, Mauritius 2024 vacations. I'm still excited and I am happy. I've seen a lot of things. Actually, me, I was traveling for the very first time. You can guess the excitement. It was my first time on the plane, my first time to get a passport. Everything was new to me. I was so excited, and all was sponsored by New Life. I remember that day Dennis told me that we are going for a vacation in 2004 in Mauritius. I was so excited. Me, that's when I started packing my bags actually. Every now and then I would ask Dennis, when are we going? Which airline are we using? Before even they booked an airline. That's how excited I was. I'm here to share with you actually what I saw. And I'm requesting that my uplines, next time I travel, make sure you organize a campfire so that we can talk the whole night, because I have so many things to share with you. I'll start with my experience in the plane. I was so happy. All along, I've been hearing people telling stories about the plane. Guys, I encourage you, also you, to go and board a plane and get your own experience, because things are different there. What they tell you is not what you see. I encourage you guys, work hard. New life is here for us, and more vacations are coming. I want each and every one of you to come and experience on your own. When we reached Entebbe Airport, actually before we boarded, Justus picked us and drove us to the airport. I was so excited. I was almost telling Justus, you're not driving. I'm not going. The car was not, I wanted him to overspeed so that I go to the airport. I felt like my plane was going to take off before I board. When I reached at the airport, we checked in. I sat in the plane for the very first time. I was so excited. Guys, these eyes saw things until we reached Addis Ababa. We slept there for a night. In the morning, we went for a tour because Addis Ababa was a free visa country. So we were allowed to tour around. We slept in a VIP hotel. Things were nice. The treatment was nice. Actually, it made me forget that I was a mom of 3. And immediately my bar went up and I became a planned wife. I forgot that I had kids. I felt new. Everything was new to me. I was so happy. Then in the morning, I had to board a second flight to South Africa, Johannesburg, or Tambo International Airport. Guys, the things there were beautiful. We went, checked in, then we had our third flight, air safari, taking us all through to Mauritius. For over 5 hours. I was sitting in a plane. I remember asking Dennis to pinch me because the excitement was too much. It's like I was dreaming. And all of a sudden, boom, we landed in Mauritius. And that's where the fun began. Guys, they treated us as VIPs. We had fun. We went for the boat cruise, the dances. Guys, when did you last go for the night dances? For us, every night we would go for a night dance till morning. The food was so nice. We ate. And you know what it means when a Mchiga woman tells you that she ate? I ate to the maximum. The food was wow. The drinks were perfect. They treated us as VIPs. For sure, we had fun to the fullest. Me, I've even never went in a swimming pool. It was my first time, not even a swimming pool. My first time entering water. I was swimming from the Indian Ocean. Can you imagine that? All were powered by New Life and sponsored by New Life. Guys, we have seen so many things. We went for a vacation, which actually for us, we didn't even go for a vacation. It was our first honeymoon because I've never felt that VIP treatment. Waking up, everyone is greeting you, everyone is bowing down for you. I was so happy, guys. It made me remember one time my niece was asked, Aisha, when you grow up, what do you want to be? She was like, I want to be a gate man. We're like, what? Why? Because I want people to greet me every morning. I felt that it feels good when people are treating you very good. Guys, the only advice I have for you, work hard. If it is your first time here on call, the things that they are telling you, they are all real. Work hard. That the vacations are real. We have the vacations. We have our first another vacation in October, going to Zanzibar. Guys, make sure you join the Zanzibar trip. It's nice. You're going to learn when you meet other New Life members and distributors. Guys, you hear about the new stories. They motivate you. They give you new tips on how to do your business. Guys, it is fun. It is very nice. I'm still excited. Even if you want me to talk till morning, I will talk because I saw many things and I was excited. Thank you so much. If New Life has done it for us, me and Dennis, it can do it for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rachel, for your story. I can feel the excitement. I'm still excited as well. I think you see, I'm still wearing my holiday hat. So the excitement is still on over here as well. But thank you so much for sharing your story. If I may ask you, Rachel, what was your highlight? What was your top best moment during that holiday?
My top best moment was my first flight going to Addis
Right?
Ababa. It was the first time. I enjoyed it. I was excited. I was looking around. Oh my God, it was fun.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Rachel, for sharing your story. clearly Rachel had a great time. I was with her the whole time, and we really, really had a great time. And I suppose when it comes to these things, whether it is your first time to fly or it is your 20th time to fly, it always feels there is always some excitement, because remember, you're not going to the same venue, you're not going to the same country. So this year we were in Mauritius. Next year we're going to be in Cape Town, South Africa. So the excitement is still going to be the same. So I believe, Rachel, when you're flying to Cape Town next year, you still have the same excitement. Although this time it won't be first flight, but it's going to be the first time to Cape Town. So there is always something to be excited about. And I believe Dennis and Mohammed, who have been on these flights and on these vacations, will agree that there is always some sort of excitement that comes with each trip. Because what Neolife does is that, although it may take us to South Africa one more time, because they've been there's been a vacation in South Africa, I think 2 years ago, and that was Durban, I think. But there is always something new that comes with the trip. The team has been to Mauritius before, but it was to a different hotel. But then also the experience that was given this time around was completely different. So there is always something new, something exciting, something to look forward to. So I'm happy that Rachel, you could share with us that story. It inspires me and makes me want to, start packing already. Yes. Just speaking about the VIP treatment, I also wanted to talk about the VIP treatment that we got at the hotel. Well, first of all, as soon as you arrive at the airport, leaving Uganda or leaving Entebbe, even if you don't have any more cash on you, it is okay, because as soon as you're on the plane, everything now is taken care of by Neolife, except when you want to do some personal shopping. But if you're not interested in doing any personal shopping, everything is taken care of. The hotel that we were at had 7 restaurants, and each of those restaurants, we were free to go and eat anything in there. There is a time we were sitting at the restaurant and we ordered starters, main course, dessert, and then we're looking at the menu again. You're like, but this starter seems a bit interesting. Why don't we try it? So I ordered another starter. You don't do that when you're the one who is paying, do you? Normally, you don't do that. And there's also something nice about, sitting in a very posh restaurant where you know that the prices of the food are very high. But the beauty of being in a Neolife convention is that you actually don't look at the prices of the food. You don't look at the prices of the food because you're not paying, but you know for sure that this is top-notch quality food and very expensive, but you don't look at the prices because it's all taken care of. And it is an opportunity that is open to everyone. So I really would wish all of us to experience this. You have a list of drinks for people who drink alcohol. You have wines, you have, all kinds of liquors, all on the house every day, all day. For those who don't drink alcohol, there's all kinds of juices all day, every day, any time of the day that you want the juices. You have a fridge in your room, which is not stocked, but then there is a shop outside near the reception where you can actually go and pick drinks, soft drinks, beers, water, snacks, and put into your mini fridge. So it is just unbelievable. Besides the 7 restaurants, there are 6 bars, all open all day. Then Rich also talked about the water excursions. So we're by the Indian Ocean, a very beautiful beach. And then there is there are boats rather, that take people out. Also, all of that is on the house. I will call it on the house, but it's on Neolife. Neolife pays for all of that. So you want to go for a water excursion. The Lion Kings went together on a boat where we had, it's called a glass bottom boat, where we had an opportunity to see the coral, the life in the ocean. As you're sitting on the boat, the bottom is a glass, so you can see, while you're seated, you can see what's happening underneath you. And it was a beautiful experience for those of us who love water life and all life. That was really quite amazing. And I'm glad that I could share it with the team. and with my friends who are on the team. And I really hope that our team can grow. The team that wishes to travel can continue to grow, because I also noticed that the real fun is in numbers. The real fun is in the numbers. We had a team, the team from Tanzania. I think they made up half of the entire population that was in the convention. They were half of it. I think there were over 80. And you could feel the energy. You could feel the energy, you could feel the vibe coming from them. Us Lion Kings we were getting the vibe from them. It was rubbing off on us nicely because we all joined in and enjoyed. But I started imagining, what if we had a big group as big as Tanzania? How much fun would we be having? Remember, the Tanzanians are not speaking English. Most of them are speaking Kenya, not Kenyan, is called Swahili. So, and my Swahili is quite limited, so we could not really truly interact properly with a lot of them, but you could feel that the spirit is there, the oneness spirit is there. And I really hoped for that for Uganda, and I believe that we shall achieve it if we really push to attain that level of success, which is available for all of us. Rachel talked about the daily entertainment. We had entertainment from different cultural groups, traditional entertainment. We had DJs coming into the house. We had daily discourse. Really, really amazing. But for me, Rachel, if I may put this question to myself again, for me, the day that stood out really, really for me was the convention day. The convention day is where we get everybody in the same room at the same time, and the majority wearing the same attire. So we had the black t-shirts and the black cape, and people wearing trousers and skirts and whatever. So that, of course, that resonates about the unity of New Life, because we all have the same goal, and the goal is better health, better wealth, and all sitting in the same room. There was like a vibration of energy, which you could feel as people were clapping for each other, people celebrating each other. Then they mentioned one name, and of course we congratulate Dennis and Rachel, because they're recognized at this convention for their consistency in the business. So we're all up clapping and celebrating them, but also several individuals and couples were recognized at this. And then, you also see the possibilities as people are going up and getting recognized and being given checks, big checks. I think the biggest check was 695 million, around about that, because it was in a South African, the South African currency. But when you convert it to the Ghana currency, it was around about 695 million. That is Charlie Bolton. But also during this time is when I got an opportunity to hear some of the stories that I'd never heard of, or to get more insight into the lives of some of these people who shared their stories. And one of the stories that really moved me was Charlie Bolton's story. Where he talked about how he got into the business. He was also struggling financially, like majority of us when we joined the business, having big dreams, but not having enough money to finance those dreams. He was in that place at the time that he started New Life. And then he grew up to Diamond Director, and then was taken on by New Life as a New Life executive or as a New Life staff. But then I don't remember what happened in there, but then he decided then to go back into the business and become a distributor. So he had to grow his business again, right from scratch. He had become a Diamond Director at some point, but then had to come back down because he lost the business at that point when he became a New Life staff. And then he had to come back down and build the business right from the grassroots. And now he is the biggest distributor in Africa, I believe. So Yes, that story really struck a chord with me, because I know that sometimes you're working so hard and you feel like you're making a lot of progress, and then at some point you feel like actually things are not going as well as you hope that they would. Or maybe because of reason A, B, or C, you're not as active in the business, and then the business sort of loses momentum, and then you feel maybe you're not able to get back up and run the business with the same energy that you did. So when he shared that story, and knowing that now he's the best in the on the continent, making the most amount of money, reminded me that actually it is possible, no matter where you are and what are the obstacles that you've met, you can still grow your business to the level that you wish, to the heights that you want, as long as you have the right support and you have the right attitude and you have the right frame of mind. It is possible to actually grow the business to the level that you wish, seeing that people are doing it. Just like Rachel said, since she and Dennis are doing it and are where they are, and I'm sure they are working hard to even much bigger heights, we too can be that, and even more. So those some of the stories that encouraged me. Another story was of a lady who had got a job, and then she lost her job, but at the time when she was very distraught, having been off the street for a short time, and then she's back on the street. So she decides to become a hawker, and she was hawking perfume. She was selling perfume on the streets. And then it is when she was met with this opportunity, the near life opportunity, and she just jumped right on it. And she's doing wonders. She's called Stella Mrema. I think some of you have heard her story. So those are some of the stories that really moved me. And that's why for me, the convention day was really special. Seeing these stories that resonate with me, knowing where I am and where I want to be, but also knowing that these are stories that resonate with a lot of us. We all want success. But these stories tell us that actually success is achievable. And these were just two stories, but I know that each one of the people that were on that convention, each one of them has a story that can encourage us. None of them is there by mistake. All of them are there because of hard work, determination, and believing in the dream and working hard to achieve. So just to share maybe some more lessons that I learned while I was on this convention is the importance of team spirit. I don't think that the Tanzanian team and the excitement that they had and the way that they are cheering each other, if one person went up on the stage, the whole team was up in a roar. They were up in a roar. They stood up, they waved their flags, they waved their whatever they had in their hands, screamed the roof off. And that was because they know that one win is a win for everyone. So I would hope that we can have that kind of spirit where we cheer each other on, we support each other, we hold each other's hand, and also the new life business. The way the new life business is built is that if you work together as a team and support each other, that is the only way that you can actually grow. It's not like these other entrepreneurship businesses where you can go up on your own and you succeed on your own. The new life business actually requires teamwork. It requires us to support each other. It requires us to hold each other's hand. It requires us to continuously learn, and that's why I encourage us to always take opportunity to do our trainings, to attend our trainings, whenever there is a possibility of a training, that we appear there, because there is always something to learn. There is always something to learn. I was asking Holmes, questions, because I was really intrigued by the Tanzanian team, very, very encouraged and intrigued. And I felt like they're leading by example. And if we follow suit, we can actually do as they're doing, but even do better. The Nigerians are on another level altogether. Let me first admit this, gentlemen. I believe the Nigerians they have their own convention because of their numbers. And of course, the country in itself is big, but it also says something about how they're doing their business. And it's not things that are written anywhere that we can't reach. The things that they're doing are things that we can do, and the things that we're able to do. So I encourage us to continuously learn, to learn from the successes that our colleagues are having, also to learn from the failures that we are seeing, maybe from ourselves or from our colleagues in the different countries. But always make it a point to learn and to emulate the good practices that are out there or within our teams as well. Another thing that I found quite encouraging is how we always talk about new life is an equal opportunity for all, but unless you experience it for yourself, it sounds like it is a nice thing to say. But while I was sitting in the conference room and looking at people who are being recognized, there were men in these teams, there were women in these teams. Actually, there were more women, which is quite something, considering that if men have sometimes dominate some of all those big money positions. So it is sometimes nice to see the women taking the big monies as well. But besides that, also seeing people with disabilities being recognized for amazing effort, for doing amazing work. This is the real definition of equal opportunity, because if it extends to the person who has disabilities, and also the person with disabilities works to the level that they can actually achieve that great success, is a wonderful thing to see, and a wonderful thing to be part of, the new life opportunity that actually is not just it's not just talking about the opportunity, but actually witnessing the opportunity for myself and also my colleagues doing the same. So that was yet another thing that humbled me, but also made me realize that New Life is the right place for us to be, and that we should push and, push whichever goals, whichever dreams we have, and we shall achieve them as long as we continue to believe. Rachel talked about, the plane experience. For me, my wonderful plane experience was, while we were sitting on the plane we used a different airline from Rachel and Dennis. We used Kenya Airways. So on our flight from Nairobi to Mauritius, we sat with Grace Rubambe. I've heard her story so many times. She's been hosted by Lion Kings several times. I've seen her story, I think, online or in a magazine. I'm not so sure. And then, how you look at someone, you're proud of how they've come. You see she's in her 70s, I believe, but she looks as young as someone in her maybe early 50s or even late 40s, very energetic. And then she comes and sits next to me on the plane. Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing. I felt like I knew her already. And then, but she didn't need to introduce herself to me, because I knew quite a bit. And then, of course, I introduced myself to her, but I was so amazed. I was asking question after question and question after question, and she was so gracious. She was answering all the questions with such delight. She's a very humble person. She's easy to talk to, has relatable stories. It was really, that was my top moment on the plane, just sitting next to her and talking to her and asking her about, how her experience has been in the business, and how, how her life is generally. So that was a really humbling, moment for me. And then also, I met with, of course, through Muhumuza, because I was being introduced to different people, which was great, but also overwhelming, because like, how am I ever going to remember all these names? But I realized I actually don't have to remember them, because I'll meet them again, and then I can rehash on the introductions that were made. But another introduction that was good and that we interacted with was Grace. No, Gatti Matthew was the former boss of Tanzania Revenue Authority. So now we talked about Grace Rubambe was the former MD of the Bank of Tanzania. And then there is Gatti Matthew, former boss of Tanzania Revenue Authority, the equivalent of Uganda Revenue Authority. And then you also have, you have the top bosses who have moved away from public work to their own private business, which is the Neolife business, and are doing great in the business. And then you also have individuals who are probably just left university, and as soon as they left university, they went into the Neolife business. They are there and they are doing a great job. They are succeeding very well. And then you also have individuals that did not have the opportunity to go to school at all, or they did very little school. And even them are doing great in the business. So you have a very wide spectrum of people who have been to school, doctors, PhDs, masters, bachelor's degrees. Then you have people who have their degrees but have never gone into formal employment and went straight to Neolife. And then you have people who don't have degrees, maybe dropped out of school because of different reasons. But then the Neolife opportunity does not look at all of that. The Neolife opportunity looks at the individual and their determination to actually succeed, because there is a plan for you to actually succeed. There is a possibility for you to succeed no matter what kind of education you have, as long as you know how to run the business, and the way to run the business is provided for you through the trainings that are provided. So that was also another highlight for me, to see that people can actually, grow to greater heights, and nobody's going to ask them how far did you go in school. That does not matter. That does not matter. And what matters is what you have on your plate and the possibilities that you have to grow it to the level that you want. And I've had this several times, that there are no limits to the amount of money that you can make in your life. Those of us who are in full-time employment, you know that you can wish to have more salary, but that will only remain a wish until the boss decides that he wants to raise your salary. And usually it's limited. The raises are usually limited. I remember in my previous job, every time you'd go for an extra year working with the organization, you'd get a 4% increment. But when you look at it, it wasn't that much money. Yeah. So, but in Neolife, you can actually determine how much money you want to make, because there are no limits to the amount of money that you want to make. When Charlie Bolton started out, he did not think that he would be, getting checks this big, but I'm sure that his dream was big, and his targets were so big that he's now even exceeding his own targets and his own dream. And that is the same for us. Whichever dream that we have, as long as we keep pushing, we can actually achieve this and even much more. So for me, the trip was both exciting. It was extremely exciting. Rachel talked about the VIP treatment. We were treated like princesses, not even like kings. I think kings have a lot of responsibilities. Kings and queens have a lot of responsibilities. So sometimes they don't enjoy life. But princes and princesses, they don't have much responsibilities. All they do is just enjoy and have fun. And I really felt that. I felt the VIP treatment. I felt, the greetings that we're getting in the morning, and they were really genuine. People were happy. There was that nice ambience. People were happy to have us. They were very helpful. Wherever you went, there was always somebody there to assist you with this and the other. And it was absolutely fantastic. My plea and my encouragement to all of us is that it is possible for everybody. There is nothing unique about the individuals that are succeeding to great heights. There's nothing unique that they have that we do not have. The new life opportunity is the same across board to the person in the US. And the way possible. Sorry, someone was calling me on the phone. Yes, so I would like to encourage all of us that we take this opportunity. Rachel just mentioned about the Zanzibar trip that is coming up in October. We will have the Lion Kings International trip that is coming up in October. And I would hope that we shall have big numbers. We shall have big numbers. I've been to Zanzibar 3 times, but every time I'm going, I am extremely excited because it is one of those places that you can never get enough of. It is special, it is beautiful, and the people are as good as beautiful as the place is. So I'd really like to encourage us to make it a point to make an effort that you join us to Zanzibar, and then hopefully join us in Cape Town. But of course, the opportunities are still coming. The near life vacations are still coming. So even after Cape Town, there will be another reveal of wherever else. And I hope that our numbers, as we continue to travel, will continue to grow big and big. Because like I said, the fun is in the numbers. There is nobody that had as much fun as the Tanzanian group. And that was because they were big in number. So I hope that we can have our numbers in Uganda can grow and that we can continue to enjoy. Maybe at one point we shall start speaking our own language. Maybe we speak Luganda during the conventions. Maybe we speak Runyankore. Maybe we speak Ateso, whichever, but we make it our own. We start owning the place, just like our colleagues that I'm very, very proud of in Tanzania. So I would like to thank you once again for making the time for this meeting. I hope that Rachel and I were able to inspire you and to share with you just a little bit of how the experience was. Rachel said that she could talk all night, and so could I, because even if just to describe the first day in Mauritius, or to describe the last day in Mauritius, I remember when we arrived at the airport and they came to pick us, there was this whole team of people just pampering us, ensuring that we're seated comfortably on the buses. And there were different buses that were there, and then they made sure that all of us are seated comfortably. Then our luggage is all put in the right places. You don't touch the luggage, by the way. They carry the luggage for you, but they make sure that you know that the luggage is in the vehicle. But that same energy and that same spirit was exactly the same even on the day that we were leaving. There were buses waiting for us at the hotel, and then they were scheduling according to your flight. If your flight was at, say, 3 p.m., then they would probably collect you at around midday. But you also don't touch your luggage. They just said, you just show us your luggage, go and sit. That was the kind of life that we were living, just like princes. So I'd really hope that we can experience this together the next time, and that we have fun. But as we have fun, of course, as New Life, we have the best products, the best supplements on the market. We have fun in good health with money on the pockets. And what better way do you want to live life if you have that? You have good health, you have money, and then you can travel to, wonderful destinations. You really have a good life, I think. So I hope that we can all be part of this kind of life and enjoy ourselves, make money, and enjoy this world that the Lord gave us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't speak the whole night. I'm going to stop here and wish you all a wonderful night and a good weekend and a good week ahead. God bless you. Bye.